Her surprisingly strong grip was already pulling me relentlessly towards the hulking sacks of rice. My polite no had apparently translated to please yank me across the aisle. My arm burned in a flash of genuine fear. Then anger shot through me. This wasn't just an I don't work here moment anymore. This was physical assault in aisle 7. Okay, let's back up a little. Bruno here, and I'm a pretty tall guy for where I live. 6'5" in a country where the average dude barely clears 5'5". You can imagine the stares, the how's the weather up there, jokes, and finding pants that fit is basically a mythological quest, but my height, especially in places with high shelves, has always been a beacon for the perpetually unassisted. Normally, I don't mind. I'm a helpful person, genuinely. So when I was doing my weekly grocery run, navigating the labyrinth of discounts and impulse buys, and a lady with a polite smile asked, "Excuse me, could you reach that can of beans on the top shelf for me?" I barely broke stride. My arms are basically built-in extension poles. Whoosh, got it. Here you go. She thanked me and I moved on. No biggie. Literally 2 minutes later, I'm contemplating organic versus regular blueberries when another voice piped up. "Oh, perfect, sir. Could you possibly grab these 5 packs of wheat? They're just out of my reach." She gestured to a small stack of flour bags. Not heavy, just awkward. I sighed inwardly already, but plastered on a smile. Sure thing, lifted, handed over. Another grateful thank you. Okay, this was becoming a pattern, but still light work. I swear, it was like I'd accidentally put on an invisible employee vest. I turned down the next aisle, mentally preparing my "I don't actually work here, ma'am" speech, when I saw her. Mid-50s, a determined glint in her eye, and a hand already extended towards me. "You, yes you there with the long arms," she practically barked. "I need this 20-kilogram bag of rice. It's too heavy for me to lift, and your kind are always so strong." My kind? What even was that? My helpful meter plummeted from mostly full to dangerously low. 20 kilos, that's not a gentle reach, that's a deadlift. "Ma'am," I started, trying to keep my voice even, "I'm really sorry, but I don't actually work here." "And that's a pretty heavy bag. You should probably ask an employee." Her face twisted. "Don't work here, nonsense, you're clearly tall enough. And what do you mean too heavy? You just help those other ladies." She pointed vaguely down the aisle. "Stop being lazy and help me." "No, really," I insisted, taking a step back. "I'm just a shopper like you. I can't lift that." That's when she grabbed me. Her hands, surprisingly firm, locked onto my bicep and she started pulling. "Come on, don't be ridiculous, it's right there," she hissed, yanking me forward. My grocery cart wobbled. I tried to pull my arm away, startled and honestly a bit creeped out. "Please, stop touching me, I said I can't." She ignored me, her grip tightening, her voice rising. "What's your problem? Just do your job." Just then my wife, who'd been a few aisles over hunting for a specific brand of olive oil, appeared around the corner. She took in the scene, my face a mixture of shock and discomfort, the woman literally dragging me towards a pallet of rice, yelling about my job. My wife's eyes narrowed. "Excuse me," she boomed, her voice cutting through the supermarket din like a machete. The woman froze, her grip loosening just enough for me to yank my arm free. "What in the world do you think you're doing, putting your hands on my husband?" The woman sputtered, suddenly looking less aggressive and more bewildered. "He wouldn't help me. He's just being lazy. He works here." My wife stepped between us, her glare practically melting concrete. "He absolutely does not work here, and even if he did, you do not get to physically assault someone because they won't lift a ridiculously heavy bag of rice for you. Get your hands off him." The woman, clearly not used to being challenged, especially by someone even fiercer than herself, visibly deflated. She mumbled something incomprehensible, her face turning a splotchy red. Just as an actual employee, drawn by the commotion, rounded the corner, the woman practically bolted in the opposite direction, leaving me, my wife, and a now very confused supermarket worker standing by the rice. The employee, after we quickly explained, just shook his head. "Happens all the time," he sighed, looking tired. "People just assume glad your wife was here." He offered to help the woman if she came back, though she never did, presumably too embarrassed. So yeah, my height. A blessing for reaching snacks, a curse for attracting entitled folks who think I'm a free personal forklift. I've learned that sometimes being tall means you become a human magnet for absurdity. And also that my wife is an absolute superhero in the face of supermarket Karens. But hey, at least it makes for a hell of a story, right?
This next story might destroy your faith in humanity, but first subscribe so we can keep making these videos.
The absolute audacity of some people, man. I swear, one more helpful suggestion from this woman, and I was gonna lose it right there in the baby aisle. All I wanted was some darn baby wipes, and I ended up in a full-blown verbal sparring match with Walmart's self-appointed checkout overlord. You just know some days are gonna be those days, right? Well, this was one of them, and it started before I even got my first item scanned. So there I was, Jasper, just a dad on a mission. Saturday morning navigating the treacherous waters of Walmart, hunting for a specific brand of baby wipes. The little one had a sensitive bum, and these were the only ones that didn't turn it into a tiny red siren. Found the last pack, victory. My precious cargo clutched tight. I made a beeline for the self-checkout. Less interaction, less drama, right? Famous last words. I got to an open kiosk, scanned the wipes, and was just about to hit the pay button when I felt a tap on my shoulder. I turned, expecting maybe an actual employee needing help, but instead, it was her. Mid-50s, tightly permed hair, a floral vest that was definitely not Walmart issue, and an expression that screamed, "I'm in charge here." "Excuse me, sir," she said, her voice dripping with the kind of condescension usually reserved for poorly behaved toddlers or unruly pets. "But what exactly do you think you're doing?" I blinked, genuinely confused. I'm checking out, ma'am. Just scanned my wipes." I even held up the pack a little. Like, come on, it's pretty obvious. She shook her head, a stern, disapproving look on her face. No. You need to go to a proper register, with a cashier. These machines are for small orders, and you're doing it all wrong." My patience, already stretched thin by a morning of toddler negotiations, started to fray. "Ma'am, this is a proper register. It's a self-checkout. And it's one item, so it pretty much qualifies as small, wouldn't you say?" I tried for a polite smile, but I'm pretty sure it came out more as a grimace. Her eyes narrowed. "Don't you talk back to me. I saw you. You haven't scanned it correctly. You need to go to the real register with the people. You're obviously trying to pull something." She gestured wildly towards the actual manned registers, like they were some sacred temple I was forbidden from entering. Now I was genuinely bewildered. "Pull something, lady? It's a pack of baby wipes. What am I pulling? I scanned it. Right here." I pointed emphatically at the screen, which clearly displayed baby wipes XXX. "No, you need to go to the cashier," she insisted, her voice rising a notch. She even took a step closer, planting herself like she was personally blocking my escape. "These machines are unreliable. You need to have a cashier do it. Go to the register now." At this point, I felt a vein in my forehead starting to throb. The constant, repetitive insistence, the complete lack of logic, and the way she was invading my space, I took a deep breath, trying to channel my inner Buddha, which was currently on vacation. "Ma'am," I said, my voice a little tighter than I intended. "I am at a register. This one. It works. I just need to pay." She scoffed, a truly magnificent sound of pure disdain. "You're clearly incompetent, or worse, trying to get away with something. You need to go to the register with the cashier. Right now, before I call someone." "Call who?" I snapped, my calm finally cracking. "Walmart security? For buying baby wipes at self-checkout? Lady, for the love of all that is holy, I don't work here. I'm just a guy trying to buy some wipes and get home before my kid has another meltdown." The moment the words left my mouth, her face changed. That haughty superiority crumpled into a mixture of shock and offense. "You don't work here?" she sputtered, as if the concept was utterly alien to her. "Then what are you doing, telling me how to shop? I was just trying to help you." "Help me?" I laughed. A short, bitter sound. "You were accusing me of trying to steal baby wipes and telling me to go to a real register when I was already at one? That's not help. That's harassment." My little outburst had drawn the attention of a real employee, a tired-looking young guy who was now slowly making his way over, clearly having seen this rodeo before. Before he could intervene, I'd had enough. I picked up my pack of wipes, scanned again for emphasis just to show her it could be done, paid with my card, grabbed my receipt, and then, because I'm a petty human sometimes, I looked her dead in the eye. "You know what?" I said, raising my voice just enough for a few other customers to hear. "I quit. I quit trying to understand people like you, and I'm pretty sure I just got fired from being polite." With that, I shoved my nearly empty diaper bag, which had been slung over my shoulder, a little too forcefully into the cart, making a satisfying clatter. I then grabbed my lone pack of wipes and walked away, leaving her sputtering and the actual Walmart employee looking utterly bewildered. As I headed for the exit, I heard her voice, fainter now, calling out, "Hey, wait a minute, where are you going? You need to put that back." I didn't even turn around. "I'm going home, lady, and I'm taking my perfectly purchased baby wipes with me." So yeah, that was my Walmart experience. All I wanted was some wipes, and I ended up resigning from the unofficial Be Nice to Strangers Club, all thanks to a self-appointed Walmart sheriff. Next time, I'm sending my wife. Or maybe I'll just order them online. Some battles, folks, just aren't worth fighting in person.
Honestly, I was just trying to grab some milk and maybe a frozen pizza after a hellish shift at Pet's Pals. Still rocking my dark forest green polo, the uniform, you know? Didn't think twice about it. Big mistake. Huge. Because before I knew it, I was being offered a job on the spot at a grocery store where I absolutely positively did not work. My shift had been a nightmare of shedding chinchillas and a particularly aggressive parrot, so my brain was running on fumes as I ambled into Big Mart Grocers, still clad in the telltale dark green polo with the embroidered Pets and Pals logo on the chest. All I wanted was to get home, kick off my shoes, and maybe not think about pet dander for a solid 12 hours. Before I could even find the dairy aisle, a woman with a towering, meticulously coiffed beehive hairstyle was practically in my face. "Excuse me, young man," she chirped, startling me out of my weary days. "Where are you hiding the organic, cage-free, hand-massaged avocado oil? I swear they move it every week." My first instinct was to blurt out, "Ma'am, I sell crickets and chew toys, not artisanal oils," but the words kinda got stuck. See, I'm wired to be helpful. It's a habit. And to be fair, she probably hadn't even looked at my logo properly. So, I just shrugged, avocado oil? I think it's usually over by the specialty cooking oils, maybe aisle 7. She nodded briskly and scurried off, seemingly satisfied. All right, just a one-off, I thought, grabbing a gallon of 2%. But then, as I was reaching for some artisanal cheese, for myself, obviously, she was back. "Oh, you're still here. Good. Now, do you happen to know if these imported Italian tomatoes are ethically sourced, and I can't quite reach that top shelf of gluten-free crackers?" I paused. My shirt clearly said Pet's Pals, but she looked genuinely in need of help, and those crackers were pretty high. Against my better judgment, I smiled. "Sure, let me get those for you." I stretched, grabbed the crackers, and handed them down. As for the tomatoes, I added, because I'd committed now, I think most of their imported stuff has a little badge on the label if it's fair trade. She thanked me profusely, a little too loudly for my comfort. I finished my shopping, feeling a strange mix of annoyance and amusement. When I got to the checkout, the cashier, a friendly guy named Kevin, scanned my items. "Wow, you really went above and beyond for Mrs. Henderson," he said, nodding towards the exit where the beehive lady was disappearing. "She's usually a tough one." "You're new, right? Great customer service, man?" I just kinda chuckled awkwardly. "Something like that? I mean, what was I supposed to say? No, I actually work for the dog down the street." Just as I was about to make my escape, my bag of groceries clutched in hand. A new voice cut through the grocery store hum. "Excuse me, are you Jace?" I turned to see a woman in a crisp blue polo, an actual manager's name tag gleaming on her chest. My stomach dropped. Oh, now I was in for it. I was about to apologize profusely for playing grocery store employee, but she just smiled, a big, beaming, slightly unnerving smile. "Hi, I'm Brenda, the store manager," she said, extending a hand. "I've been watching you for a while. Your initiative, your willingness to help, your incredible customer service skills. Honestly, Jace, you're exactly what we look for here at Big Mart." My mouth opened, then closed. "Oh, thanks, but I actually don't work here."
I just came in to grab some groceries after my shift at the pet store. I gestured vaguely at my forest green uniform, which in my tired state I'd forgotten to change out of. Brenda just chuckled. Oh, I know you work at a pet store, Jace. I saw the logo. But let me tell you, that kind of dedication? That's transferable. You've got talent. So what do you say? We're looking for someone to lead our customer service department. Think about it. Better hours, better pay, no more dealing with, well, whatever you deal with at a pet store. She winked. I blinked. You're offering me a job right now? Why not? You're clearly a natural. I could have you in for an interview tomorrow, but honestly, what I just saw, that was better than any interview. Consider it yours if you want it. What's your current salary? I'm confident we can beat it. She was serious. Deadly serious. Brenda, that's incredibly flattering, I stammered, feeling like I was in some kind of bizarre sitcom. But I really like my job at Pets and Pals. I've been there for years. I'm happy. I'm good at what I do. It's just not this. Her smile faltered slightly, but her determination didn't. Are you sure you're happy, Jace? Because that kind of natural talent shouldn't be wasted on pet food. She leaned in conspiratorially. This is a career, Jace. Stability, benefits. I shook my head, managing a polite but firm smile. No, really. I appreciate the offer, but I'm going to have to decline. I'm staying with the pets. Brenda sighed, a hint of disappointment on her face, but she still managed a gracious nod. Well, my offer stands if you ever change your mind. And seriously, next time you're just grabbing groceries, maybe wear a different shirt, huh? She winked again. I finally made it out of the store, my bag of groceries feeling heavier than usual, and a completely unsolicited job offer under my belt. I swear, sometimes I just cannot win. From now on, it's a hoodie and sweatpants for all grocery runs. Never again will I make the mistake of looking too helpful in my work uniform. It's just not worth the confusion, or the unexpected career changes.
This next story is just as wild. Give it a watch.